Welcome to VD Decode. The world is complex. Let's decode it.
Prompt engineering is dead. By 2026, simply knowing how to type a good question into a chatbot is no longer the skill that gets you ahead. The new standard is loop engineering. Right now, your daily AI workflow probably feels like a game of ping pong. You type a prompt, the AI answers. You read the result, figure out what to fix, and type another prompt. You are the one doing all the driving. You are the bottleneck. Working this way is exactly like micromanaging a junior intern who needs you to verify every single sentence they write before they move to the next one. Loop engineering is your promotion to senior manager. Instead of being the person who prompts the AI, you replace yourself. You design a system that prompts the AI, checks the work, and repeats the cycle on its own until a specific goal is reached. Take a second and drop a comment below. What is the most repetitive, copy-paste office chore you wish you could hand over to a system that just handles it while you sleep? When you micromanage a chatbot, your own typing speed and attention span limit what you can get done. But when you manage an automated loop, the work keeps moving even when you step away from the keyboard. The research team at Anthropic defines these loops very simply. It is just an AI repeating a cycle of work until a specific goal is reached. This diagram shows the 4 tiers of loops. The first is a turn-based loop. This is the manual, step-by-step process. Think of it like manually guiding an AI to format a messy spreadsheet of financial data, instructing it one row at a time. The next tier is a goal-based loop. You give the AI a clear finish line, and it repeats the work on its own until it crosses it. It's like telling the system to balance a set of budget accounts and keep going until the total discrepancy is 0. Then we have the time-based loop. This one starts by itself on a strict schedule. It's the equivalent of telling your AI to wake up every morning at 9 a.m., scan your entire inbox, and summarize the urgent items before you even log on. Finally, the proactive loop. This runs entirely on its own for well-defined recurring work, like pulling incoming invoices from your emails and automatically sorting the data into your internal company records. As you advance through these 4 tiers, your effort shifts away from manual labor and moves entirely towards reviewing final results. To make these loops reliable, this diagram shows the internal mechanism you need to build. Inside a trustworthy loop, there are 2 separate roles: the doer, who creates the work, and the checker, who grades it. Software engineer Adi Osmani established a golden rule for this: never let the AI grade its own homework. If the same AI that writes the document also checks the document, it will be far too nice to itself and approve mistakes. Generating work is easy. Building the checker is the hardest part, because you have to define in rigid, exact terms what done actually looks like. Have you ever had a chatbot confidently give you a completely wrong answer over and over and over again? That loop of frustration is exactly what happens when an AI operates without a separate checker to catch those errors. A task without a rigorous, independent check is just hope. And in business, hope isn't a reliable strategy for getting things done. A common fear is that the AI will run wild in the background, get stuck in a circle, and rack up a massive bill for software usage. To prevent that, you need strict safety boundaries. This dashboard shows the exact controls you use to build those fences. You set a hard limit called max turns, so the AI is forced to stop after a set number of tries. You can also adjust the effort level to balance how deeply the AI thinks against your budget. Beginners usually hit 3 specific walls. They fail to define success conditions that a computer can actually test. They skip adding those turn limits we just looked at, and they try to build complex systems before proving a simple loop actually works. The final pitfall is forgetting to give the system a memory. If you don't give the loop a way to save its progress, the AI wakes up with no memory of what it did 5 minutes ago, and it starts over from scratch every time. Establishing tight budgets and strict limits is what transforms an unpredictable AI experiment into a reliable tool for a real business. Let's clear up exactly where you fit into this. Prompt engineering is about designing single inputs. Loop engineering manages the entire process from start to finish. But loop engineering does not mean taking the human entirely out of the picture, especially for risky or high-stakes decisions. Your role actually elevates. You move to the final gate. You sit at the end of the process, reviewing the AI's verified work, and you grant the final approval. As AI educator Sabrina Romanoff points out, AI leverage equals your skill multiplied by your clarity. By setting clear goals and boundaries, you stop micromanaging a chatbot, and you start managing a highly efficient digital workforce. Looking at the stats, about 80% of you watching this right now are unsubscribed. If this breakdown helped you see your workflow differently, please like, share, and subscribe to VD Decode. See you in the next one.